because I really thought carnivore was crazy. That's where I began. And I tried it. I tried it for 30 days. So in 3 weeks, my fatigue lifted, my brain fog parted. In 3 months, my urinary incontinence was gone, my heat sensitivity was gone. In 5 months, I just was developing so much strength. I was going to the gym every day, 3 times a week. I was walking 2 miles a day. And in 10 months, I went to my neurologist. And you all know what it's like going to a doctor, being a carnivore, and trying to tell them about the carnivore diet, because it's very, very scary. So, I did a lot of praying. I did a lot of role play in my brain, and I got in there. And so I don't know if anyone sees a neurologist, but when you go to a neurologist for MS, what they do is a sobriety test, basically. And you stand and they tell you to touch your nose with each finger, stand on each leg. They test your reflexes. And so as she's doing this clinical exam, I'm telling her about what I've been doing. And I really was conscious about prefacing it in a way that would make her feel comfortable. And I said, Doc, I've been following this diet. It's a ketogenic metabolic diet. I didn't say carnivore, because I know that. And I didn't say at first, I only eat meat, not until she asked me. And I said, and what I notice is I'm feeling my fatigue is getting better, my brain fog's going away, my heat sensitivity is gone, my balance is better. And then I'm talking about it, and she sees me. She sees that my balance is better. She's like, you can tell the look on her face, she's like, what? And she's telling me to do all this stuff. And the final thing that was this is my favorite story in the world, is I used to hate this one part of the exam. It was walking heel to toe all the way across the room, because I couldn't do it. From the time I was diagnosed with MS, I would waver, wobble, and fall over, and it was so very embarrassing. So she did. She said, okay, now walk heel to toe. And I walked heel to toe all the way across the room with perfect balance. Yep. And I could see the look on her face. So she stopped. She went to her desk. She looked at the computer. She was looking at the last 6-month exam to see how I was compared to it. And she turned around to me and she said, what do you want to do? Never expected that question. I said, about what? She said, well, do you want to get your Ocrevus infusion? And I was thinking, this was never an option before. And I said, well, can we wait 6 months and reassess and talk about it then? She said, yep, absolutely. I see no reason why we shouldn't wait. So she said, I'd like you to get the MRI, and we can absolutely wait for 6 months to talk about this again. So we did, and I got the MRI, and the MRIs showed no active lesions, no active disease. Yeah, so I was very, very excited about that. So I have to tell you, 3 weeks ago, on June 3rd, was the 6-month follow-up from the December. And I walked in, and she's like, how's it going with the diet? I said, it's going great. Same exam. Yeah, you're doing good. I don't see that this MS is affecting you negatively in any way anymore. So let's assess in another 6 months. I'm like, all right, let's do that. So once a year, MRI, reassess every 6 months. And that's the way it's going to go for a while anyway. So I'm very, very happy about that. And I'm very grateful to these people on YouTube that I found that have told me that I can eat this way. It's just a remarkable change to my life, as you all probably know. So I just want to say, you all have your story to tell. Us up here, we're talking. We're doing our part. Now it's up to you. I would love it if you could start your own YouTube channel, if you could start talking to your doctor, talking to your neighbor, talking to your friends. Tell everybody that this is the way you are eating. that this is the way you're living, and this is how we are all supposed to live. Because when we use our collective carnivore voice, there is no stopping us, and we will heal humanity.